Today is a gift. Today is a present. Today is yours to grab. Today is yours to take forward and do what you do best. Whatever that is, do it with 100% commitment. Hey. Good morning, good afternoon right here in the UK. Good morning, good evening, wherever you are. Grab your favorite teapot, cuppa, or lunch and chill out for a bit with me, Julie Sylvia Kalunji, today on the Your Power Echo Show with Julie Sil, where I empower the entrepreneur in you to rise and shine to your awesome destiny and build a wildly successful organization because you deserve it. Mrs. Deposh, good to see you here. You're the first one on here, so you get my free goal setting guide for free. So, free to you. So this is episode 186 and that was sponsored by Kalunji Group. And I'm so happy that you joined me today because we are going to talk about the traffic lights to your business success. Don't forget to meet up right here every Monday, Wednesday and Friday where I share with you what I know, what's working for me and what's working for successful business people in the world. Maureen Makanza fist pump high five. Good to see you here. I like to invite you to join me as I talk about what I know, what's trending, what bums me out, what bums you out, what I've spotted, what's great for you on business, internet marketing, network marketing, on branding, personal branding, and basically my love on social media, Pinterest. So feel free to chat it up in the comments below. Tell me where you're chiming in from. If you're new, like I said, I'm Julie Sylvia Kalunji, mother to two, wife to one amazing man, and I am a business success transformational coach. What does that mean? I help you package what you have, gifts, talents, skills, giftings, package them, monetize, target the right people, get paid on purpose. So, what are you excited about today? Good morning, Johnson Hazer. How you doing? Cara Golden, how you doing? Welcome guys. How do I know that I'm doing the right thing? How do I know that I'm going in the right direction? How do I know that I'm succeeding? And I'm like, in the beginning, you don't. What do you think is a traffic? Have you heard of the traffic light system when it comes to communication? Probably you have, because with communication, there's a traffic light system where you let somebody know where they've gone wrong, or you encourage somebody in some place, or you just sing their praises out loud because they've done good. So the red is where you're showing them where they've gone wrong, but you're not beating them up. The yellow is where you are encouraging them. They're on the right path, they've kind of veered off. And in the green is when they are doing great, they've smashed out the results and you're celebrating them. That's in the communication world, usually in the corporate space, maybe children, people who work with children in difficult situations. You will find that is what you do, and it's called a traffic light system. But for business and for life, it's a completely different space. But is it? I believe it's not that different, but I'm going to share with you a whole different way to look at your business and your life so that you can track and know when you are going in the right direction and know when things are not going in the right direction. Because when you do know that, you'll be able to scale up when things are flying. You'll be able to slow down and take stock when things are not going where they should be going. And you will know when to completely divert and not feel like you are a loser. Because trust me, a lot of trainers and a lot of leaders and a lot of uplines in the network marketing space keep telling people they are losers because they've decided they're not going forward with that program, and they make you feel like you are a shit. They make you feel like you're a quitter, and they make you feel like you'll never succeed just because you're leaving. So I want to encourage you today, because some actions require you to stop what you're doing completely or literally cut it out of your life. Nothing wrong with that. Nobody should make you feel like you're a loser for doing it. Good morning, Joseph Mwangi, Bill Hunter, Rainiera. Good to see you here, guys. And if you're new here, please do introduce yourself. For those of you that are repeat offenders, I absolutely love you. You inspire me to show up some more with the goodies, with the juices, with what I know that works in the online, internet, digital marketing space. So for those of you that are watching the replay, absolutely watch to the end, because there may be something you might learn. And number one, number two, feel free to share with somebody or somebody's in groups and pages somewhere. And above all, do not hesitate to tap into the resource that I'm about to add to the basically to a pinned comment below. I will add the full details of the resource once I'm done with the live, but I'm just gonna hold the space right now with an amazing resource that you might want to check out when we're done with this video. I can't type while talking. Okay, so I will add the full detail on the resource in the pinned comment below. In the meantime, I've held the space with my website because I can't basically type while talking. It's just not healthy. So, the traffic lights of life. Who do you know? Who you talk to the most every day? I'll tell you, personally, I talk to me all day, every day. I talk to myself all day, every day. And some of you may think, oh, she's gone crazy. But no, the truth is, every thought that you think is you communicating with yourself, which we in other languages, there's no other word for it. It's talking to yourself. You think whatever you think, whether you think things that are good for you or you think things that are not right for you, you're communicating with yourself. Now, everything you say will either accelerate you, slow you down, or stop you completely in your tracks. Everything you think and say to yourself will either move you forward, slow you down, or stop you in your tracks. So I'm just gonna get into the meat and potatoes of this training, and then I'll recognize the presence of more people as you join, and I'll share with you some resources as I always do, and hopefully we're gonna have an amazing fun time in this live broadcast today. So like I said, you are the one person you talk to most all day, every day, because every thought you think is you communicating with yourself, either derailing you or pushing you forward or just freezing you in your tracks because your brain is too chicken. All it knows is fight or flight, and if you don't show it different and you say, hey, listen, even if we fall, we're gonna be okay, it will just tell you to stop. Now, in the traffic light sense, every color has a meaning for your life and for your business, for your career. Depends on what you want to pick. And for business, absolutely so. And I'm going to share with you examples of when the traffic light system has worked for me, and that's why I share it with you. I'm not talking about traffic lights on the road, but it is like an analogy, okay? So it's a kind of communication, and I'm not talking about the traffic light system in the workplace like I said earlier. So I'm talking about tapping into your inner self, tapping into that self who is connected directly to the God source. If you don't believe in God, I'm sure you believe in a higher being. That inner self that's connected to the higher being in your life, who can let you know 110% when you're going right and things are flying, and when you are going down a dark hole and you should be stopping. And you could be making costly mistakes, and you could be taking your life and career in a whole direction that you don't want to think about, where you'll have tears and gnashing of teeth for ages. And so let's talk about the colors and the traffic light method of business success, so you know where I'm coming from. And for those of you that have just joined us, welcome. So I'm gonna start with red, because I'm sure you know traffic lights. I'm sure if you're holding a smartphone and you're watching me on Facebook, you've seen a traffic light. Now, there are people in this world, and believe you me, who've never seen a traffic light, because they live in the deep of rural areas where there's no traffic lights, and that's fine. But for you who's watching me on a smartphone here on Facebook, I'm sure you've seen a traffic light before. Now, I'm talking about those different colors in the traffic light system for your business, career, or life. Let's look at red. Red is it's a color that's very eye-grabbing. It grabs your attention. It makes you stop. So red in itself as a color makes you stop and take stock. It makes you stop and observe. It's a color that's used even in all kinds of different industries to tell you to stop and take stock. Either this is the direction you need to go, or you can't go any further. It's a color that's used to make people stop. It means stop and take. Observe what's around you. It means stop for a while and check all directions. Check if it's safe to proceed. Does it make sense to invest more? Does it make sense to invest your time and resources in this thing you're doing, whether it's a career, it's a business, it's a life-changing project, it's a resource you're using? Stop and take stock. Ravi Madden, how you doing? Rosie, how you doing? So if you're going through a stage in your life or your business or your career where you feel like you have literally stagnated, it means you're running through a stage of your life, your inner GPS, which I've talked about when I started this live, is telling you to stop, and you're not stopping. So it's doing everything in its purpose, its purpose is to guide you to your best good, to stop you from going the direction you're going. And so usually your thought patterns, without you knowing, or maybe sometimes very deliberately, are stopping you as well. You may say one thing, but you're doing something else. You may say you are going to do something, but your actions are saying, "Now we're not doing that." You may go looking for a coach. You may inquire, you may check out prices, but you're not clicking on one of those coaches' amazing resources to say, "I'm committing to investing in myself to learn." And so you are thinking one thing, you're doing something else. It's time to stop and take stock. Find 48 hours, maybe even 24, even 6 hours will do. And sit down and do a life audit. And like I said, I'm going to share with you a resource that I created on how to do a life audit that's effective. And it can be effective for your life, your career, a project you're working on, your business, enterprise, whatever. It works, it works, it works. So when life is telling you to stop, hey, don't know how you're doing. When life is telling you to stop and take stock, you will start to make mistakes that are sometimes silly. Things that you literally know you shouldn't be doing, you do them because your inner GPS is saying stop, but you're not stopping. And mistakes are absolutely great. Do you know why? Because as long as you never make the same mistake twice, you now know how not to do something again, how not to do something. And therefore you can show somebody else and say, "Hey, Ravi, I did that way, it didn't work. It might not work for you as well." Now, understand that some people do the same thing that you did and get different results. Different energies, different thought processes, with different things going on. So sometimes we think the way we do things is wrong when it's right for others. So from each challenge, from each mistake, from each action or reaction that stops you in your tracks and you literally can't go forward, whatever you do, there's always a silver lining. There's always a lesson to be learned from that mistake or challenge. What you need to ask yourself is what I've just told you to do. Sit down for some good hours, find a quiet moment with you, and start to ask yourself the deep questions. Whatever it is you're doing, a project you're running, your career is not going nowhere, you've been in the same job for the last 10 years, you started a business 2 years ago, and there doesn't seem to be any movement anywhere. You're spending a ton of money, and therefore you feel like you're spending it, even if you're investing it. At this point in time, it doesn't feel like an investment. Stop and take stock. There's always a silver lining in any challenge, in any mistake that you're facing. Don't duplicate the same mistake. Absolutely not. So any red light causing action or result is telling you, unless you stop and pin down the lesson and pin down what's causing the negative results or the non-results, you cannot go forward. Good morning, Dr. Miriam. How are you doing? Good to see you here. Hope you had a great time at the retreat. So know exactly what went wrong if you feel something's gone wrong. Know exactly what's going on. Is it a gestation period? Because let me give you an example as a mother. When I was pregnant and I was saying my 5th month, I did not expect to be giving birth in my 6th month. I did not expect in the 7th month either. I was not expecting to give birth until the 9th month. In other words, I knew where I was going, I knew what I was carrying, and so I was not expecting a stop sign some point midway the pregnancy. Many entrepreneurs, hey, Dr. Miriam, many entrepreneurs start to put a stop sign where there should be a comma, where there should be a semicolon, where there should be a pause. They put a full stop and say it does not work and quit on something that could have bore amazing, beautiful harvests for them. Patience is a virtue. Just like when you get to a red light, at a traffic light, a road sign, in this case I'm talking about a road sign, it does not mean you're going to stop the car and stop there and not move forward. Many people get to a red light moment in their life, in their career, in their business, and they stop right there. They do not go forward, they do not take stock, they do not question, they do not do anything to find out why they have stalled or stagnated or stopped. And so they're frustrated and they decide that they're going to put a full stop where there is a comma in the general scheme of things, in the bigger picture. Something is cooking and you just can't wait to get to the end, so you walk away. When you start to cook a meal, you don't stop midway and say this meal is not cooking. You know that this meal may take a few minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, who knows? Sometimes you may bake something in the oven for like 2 hours, and until 2 hours go, it's not ready. You know all these things, and yet you don't give your career, you don't give your life, you don't give your business a chance to cook properly, to marinate, to get ready so you can get the results. People, hey Shamim, how you doing? Lots of people start something and stop and put a full stop where there shouldn't be one, because the biggest problem is they did not start with the end goal in mind. So in order to recognize a red light and not use it as an end and be all, is to know the end goal of what you are doing. What is the end goal? What's that result you are achieving? Where is that Canaan? What is that promised land you're going to? Which direction is it? Do you know? Because then you will know, this that I'm going through, this stage that I'm going through is just a comma. It's just a red light. It's about to turn green and I'll go forward. Because when you get to a traffic light, you don't stop at the red and completely stop the car, switch off the car and walk away. You know it's just a temporary glitch or a temporary safety measure. And that's a very important word, a temporary safety measure. In your GPS system, you have an inner GPS that you are not tapping into, that's telling you, we need to stop and take stock. We need to make sure it's safe to go forward. We need to make sure that we are investing in the right resources. We need to make sure we are doing the right career. We are working with the right company. We are hanging out with the right partner. Whatever it is you are wanting to achieve in your life, are you in the right place? That's all the red is for. Keep the end goal in sight, because that's how you will know that the red is not the end of the journey. Let's go to the orange or yellow. For some countries it's yellow, in some countries it's orange, in UK it's orange. Okay, so usually orange in a traffic sign is telling you to slow down. It's a warning that something is about to happen. It's a warning that something is about to happen. Usually in a traffic system, it's a warning that the light's about to go red and you have to stop. So slow down, because you don't want to go into a T junction or a cross junction or a Y junction with full speed on, and other traffics have been allowed to go and you're going that way and they're coming that way. You know what could happen. It's usually a warning for you that it may or may not positively impact your journey. In traffic, in real traffic terms, if you go through an orange light, it could go red, and somebody was literally impatiently waiting for that on the other side, and they're going in the opposite direction. You're going in that direction, they're coming from this direction. Guess what happens? You meet, and the meeting is not normally a nice huggy touchy feely one. So it's a sign to slow down. Your inner GPS, your inner spirit is always telling you it's time to slow down and check. I mean, everybody, whether you go for 72 hours straight without stopping, at some time you're going to slow down and you're going to hit that pillow and you're going to rest. And that's what the yellow light is for. You might want to take a rest. You might want to approach with caution. You might want to first do some more research and see if there are other resources out there that may suit your purpose better. You might be about to stop because you're about to just go and spend a ton load on something that will never ever serve you, and you're going to lose. Let me give you a personal example. In 2014, thank you, Paul, thank you. In 2014, I was introduced to a business, an online business. Some people call it high yield investment programs, HYIPs. I didn't know anything about these things. All I knew was a friend reached out to me. I'd met this friend on Facebook and was telling me about this program that they were working on, and they invited me to a Skype chat, which I was happy to go to. After all, Skype was my business tool at the time as well. So we did a Skype video chat, and he logged into his back office of this platform and showed me everything he was doing, the number of people he had shown, and he had invested $500. And at the point he introduced me and showed me this business, he had made $5,000 and withdrawn over $4,000 of that money, physically withdrawn it, and showed me the process of withdrawing. And he was basically very open about it, and he was happy to share with us. And for us, we were excited. We were like 5,000 within 2 months. The time frame was 2 months, and he showed us just towards the third month. And we kind of decided we were going to talk about it with my husband, and we had never invested in that kind of thing before. Now, don't get me wrong, we had a mortgage running, we had other projects that we had invested in thousands and thousands of dollars before, without ever having had any kind of feeling about it that we were doing something wrong. But on that day that we decided that we were going to invest $1,500 in this program, because we thought 5,000, 1,500 would be maybe 15,000 or even 20. We kind of projected further. And on that day we were supposed to invest in this thing, I woke up with a terrible feeling, like I had a bad kind of constipation, but it wasn't constipation. I just had a bad feeling in my stomach. My inner GPS was already on red alert. I had not linked it to this program at all. When I went to the bathroom, I had the runs, as in serious runs. It was awful. So from constipation to serious runs, your GPS is now all over the place saying, don't go there. I had not connected it to this thing at all yet. The time we'd agreed with this gentleman he was supposed to literally sign us up on Skype. We sent him a message, no answer. We called him, no answer. We sent him a message on Facebook, no answer. We thought, oh, time differences, but no, we're not in the different time zones. We're both in UK, so what's going on? So he kind of doesn't show up. An hour later, we are like, you know what? We are mature, we are educated people, we can work with the computer. We saw how he worked, and he had sent us his link. He said, that's the link that we are going to work on for me to introduce you to sponsor you for this program. And we got the link. And when we got the link and we opened the link, I was like, you know what, Paul, I need to go to the bathroom again. So I literally now had developed a proper tummy problem. I literally sat on the bathroom for like 15 minutes. My belly was aching, something terrible. I thought, what did I eat? Everything I ate last night, I cooked. So did I cook wrong? I don't know. I asked Paul, do you have a bad tummy? He says, I just don't feel right. And I goes, okay, so it's something I cooked. We asked the children, are you okay? They say, yeah, we're fine. So we're like, okay, they ate the same food as we, and their tummies are fine. Everything's good. So I literally felt sick. I left Paul getting the stuff done, and I went to the bathroom and threw up my belly. Yes, it was proper red alert. I'd got everything telling me, don't go there. I threw everything up that I'd eaten the night before. I felt awful. I went and told Paul, you know what? I don't feel good. Let's wait until we talk to Ken. The guy was called Ken, and we'll do this later. I don't feel so good. And he goes, okay, we'll give him a couple of hours. Somehow my stomach settled after that. After that statement, my stomach settles. It's like, yeah, you're listening. And about 3 hours later, Paul says, I'm going to do this thing. I tell you guys, I felt ill instantly. The minute he said, we're going to do this, I felt physically sick. We went ahead. We invested $1,500 in this business. I wasn't excited. I felt ill. I now kind of was relating this illness to the business. I felt like this money is going down a dark hole. We'll never see it again. And I told my husband that, and he goes, come on, don't be. You've never been like this before. It was just a bad tummy ache, and it's just bad timing. It's all right. We're gonna laugh in 3 months' time as we go to a vacation, and we do what we want to do, and we invest in another property in Liverpool. And I was like, okay, that sounds good, right? So every day I would log into this program. Every day I would log in. Now, I don't know what happened. For about 3 days I didn't log in, and then I tried to log in one time, and that was 3 weeks down the road from the day we invested. 3 weeks down the road, after having missed 3 days of logging in, I tried to find the website. Could I find the website? No. I typed in Google, I typed in Yahoo, I went to Explorer, I went to Safari. I start calling Paul. I can't find the website. Can you check if you can find the website? And he goes, calm down, Jules. Go and check on the HYIP, I don't know, chats, and go. And so I got to check, because now I had all these chats where you can go and chat about what's working and which one has shut down and which one hasn't. And all those things were making me so uncomfortable as well about this type of business. And it was all over the chart that this company had disappeared. Now these HYIPs literally just disappear with your money and everybody else that you told to join in as well. Fortunately, because I'd not felt good about it, I had decided I would get my money out first, like Ken had done, and then show somebody else too. Well, unfortunately, didn't get any money back. The whole thing disappeared. I felt like a shit. I thought this we could have taken our children on a vacation with this money. So this is what I'm trying to tell you. Your inner GPS, especially if you're highly in tune with your inner GPS, your inner spirit, your gut instinct. Some people call it gut instincts. My mother used to say, I can feel it in my waters. I'm sure some of you have had that. I can feel it in my waters. This is going to happen. All those are signs telling you that you are on the wrong path and you should stop, slow down, or even not go further. And in traffic terms, an orange or yellow light is telling you, listen, slow down, check everywhere. Something's going on around you. You need to stop and you need to take stock, and then you can go forward with caution, making sure that it is safe to go. And so because I didn't listen to my inner instinct, and my partner, being that he's a strong guy, was like, it's just a bad tummy, even though he too was not feeling too good, we went ahead and we ignored our inner GPS, our inner traffic light system that tells you it's good to go, slow down, or you know what, you're doing great, let's just hit the pedals and just go harder. Good to see you, Stella. Good to see you, Paul. Thanks for joining us. So listen to your inner signs. You get these signs every day, whether it's a business you're investing in, it's a resource you're investing in, it is an app you're trying out, it's a person you're meeting. Your inner instincts will tell you this is the right thing to do or it's the wrong thing to do. You either just ignore it, or you're just not in tune with your inner instinct enough to pay attention. And when it's business, the earlier you get the warning signs and maybe the mistakes are made, the better. Because imagine if we had invested, say, £10,000. Imagine if we had made some money and put in a ton load more and invited more people to join in, what could have happened? When we contacted Ken, this is the person who introduced us to this amazing program. Well, the not so amazing program, because it disappeared, didn't it? When we called him, when we finally got to pick up our calls, that was, I think, about 6-8 days later. He goes, you guys, this is how these things work. I'm sorry you don't understand. HYIPs are like that. It's best to get in when it's just started. Even me, when I got in, it was like 2 months old, so that was a bit late, and you guys got in 4 months later. Usually these things run for maybe 5-6 months at that. I'm sorry, but if you're going to get into HYIPs, you have to have a hard stomach for it. And I felt like a little shit, and I felt like it was like a little shit, but when I look back, that's exactly what it is. He just threw it out to us as it was. And it was up to us to know that when you feel pure physical panic like that, when your body goes into pure panic mode and you feel it, don't go. It is the red light telling you it is time to stop. Don't even go there. Florence, how are you doing? Wamalam Sajjawaza, thank you for joining us. I see you guys. I see you, Daniel Claybrook. So let me give you an example. If you're a marketer, you may reach out to somebody who's interested in your business, in your product, in your offer. And in marketing terms, in online marketing terms, we call it prospecting. And you show them what you got. And they make all the right noises, but they do not commit on the day. They tell you they're going to think about it. They'll go get their stuff in order. They'll go get shit in order and get back with you. And then they decide that they're not going to communicate with you. When you reach out to them, they're blanking you. Their phone is on, but they're not picking your phones. They see that you send them WhatsApp messages. It shows they've seen the messages, but they're not answering. They don't answer your text messages. It means that they're saying no. They're saying no. They may not even be saying no completely. So it may be a red, it may be a yellow, orange light. So they may be saying not today. But you've got to understand that no is a word that babies and grannies receive all day. All successful people have had the word no. Even your baby has had the word no from you when they are a baby. All the time. It's not meant to be a game stopper. It's not meant to be a game stopper. All it means is learn, pivot, reattack. Reattacking is following up. Move on, maybe. Maybe this person is saying move on. No, for me. You've got to know how to read that. How close are you to this person? How did you approach them? And therefore, you can either reattack a follow-up, or you can decide to take your business elsewhere. You have to know the value of what you've got. You have to know that you have a blessing that other people need, and therefore you don't need to be desperate about it. And if somebody says all the right things and then does all the opposite things, they've had the red sign on their side. They've been in their inner man is telling you it's not for you. So you've got to also respect other people's red signs, because when you stop at a traffic light, it has said go for some people, so it's green for some and it's red for you. And for some others it's orange, it's telling them slow down because there's a new set of cars that are going to come through. So in life, it is like that. Some people are going forward, all systems go in the same program you're doing and things are not going. Other people have slowed down a bit and they've had some success, but somehow they've slowed down. And for other people, it's literally, and sometimes it's completely stopped. Nothing's working. Everything's slowed down. It's like stagnation land. It does not mean that it does not work. It just means that you need to take stock, you need to think things through, and you need to know where you are in that scheme of things. So let me ask you, what do you do when you hear the word no when you present your offer or product to somebody? How do you feel? How does that make you feel? When somebody says no to you, how does that make you feel? Hey Bonnie, how you doing? Randy Steen, good to see you here. Fabashi, good to see you. How does that make you feel? Personally, I used to feel like a shit. I used to feel like the world had ended. I used to feel like it was a personal attack. I used to feel like it was a personal insult that somebody had said no to me. And I did not appreciate that they had saved me time. They'd saved me time so I don't have to chase up with them and be always uncomfortable around them because they didn't say no and they didn't say yes either. I didn't know that they're not saying no to me, they're just saying no to the offer or to the product or the concept I was showing them. I didn't know they were saying no because they don't have the resources to invest, and I've done a great job, but they don't have the balls to say no to me in a way that's more respectful. I had all these things. Exactly, Ash. I would get so upset when someone would say no to me. That was around 2014. Now, somebody says no to me, I'm like, amazing, thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, do you know any one or two people who would be interested in this kind of thing? I hear the no, and then I ask for a referral, or I'm like, okay, good, I'm good, thank you. If their attitude is like negative, I'm like, okay, I don't even want to know your friends because they might be like you. So the no is not the end of the world. The no is one of the things you're looking for. You're looking for two things, yes or no. And so when you receive the no, be grateful that person has given you the no, and understand that they will be watching you, and who knows, they will be reaching out to you maybe to say, okay, I've been watching you for a while. I know I said no, but now I'm interested. So that meant the no was just a yellow or orange light. It wasn't a red. Stop, stop, stop. And we have agreed that red does not mean stop there forever. At least in traffic terms, it's just a temporary stop. It has not meant that that's the end of your business. Don't do anything about it. So I'm glad I'm glad you're with me here, Ash. So let's look at the green. What does the green mean for you in your life, projects, career, business? Green means go all out. Go all out, speed up, create momentum, generate as much distance as you can, hit as many milestones as you can. When you're winning, it's not the time to stop. When you're winning, it's the time to put some pressure on the gas pedal and go, 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 so that you can generate as many wins as you can for the days when you have to slow down and stop, because those days will happen. 2 weeks ago, I had such days happen for me. At first, we had a cousin perish in a boat disaster, and then we got to know that her husband had also perished in the same accident. They have 3 children between them, and we were we were stumped what was going to happen to those children. And we were thinking, okay, now we have to talk about the children, we have to talk about who's going to stay with them, we have to find out what's going to happen, and there are some things going on there, don't even ask me. And then 3 days later, we received the news that my father-in-law had passed on as well. It was like God was having a field day with us, or so we thought. My son said, "What did we do, Mommy?" And I said, "Darling, we didn't do anything to God." What happens is, in life, things like that happen. Sometimes they seem to be happening to you, but they're happening the whole world all the time. Someone is out there crying and screaming to God, "Why me?" And understand that it's not just we who lost people in that boat accident. There were many mothers, fathers, aunties, uncles, sisters, brothers, cousins, and friends crying for the people that died. So for when life throws that kind of challenge at you, that's when you want to stop. Sometimes the slowing down doesn't even mean, it's just hit the brakes, hit the emergency brakes, and stop and take stock and see what you can do. And that's why I totally appreciate what I do, that I'm able to do it from home, that I'm accountable to me, and so I can also take out the days I need to do what I need to do. And that's why when things are going well, that's not when I take the foot off the pedal. That's when I hit the gas hard, because I know there will be days when I have to slow down, there will be days when I have to stop, and there will be days when I literally have to hit the emergency stop, because things come from places you don't expect, and the world throws big, fat, huge, fat, giant lemons at you, and there's even no time to make lemonade. You just have to just bite these things and eat them bitter. So when you hit the green times is when you have to remember those days when you were slowing down, those days when you seemed to be at Stallville and nothing seemed to move forward, and that's what should push you to keep the foot on the pedal. Keep pushing, for you will have to slow down. It's the law of nature, it's the law of life. So when you have the green light in your life, when everything's going as it should do, when everything's happening as it should, when life seems to be sweet, that's when you want to invest in yourself. That's when you want to invest in your growth. That's when you want to put down some money on some bonds. That's when you want to maybe look for that house that you can put some money in and start to generate residual income. That's when you need to buy that thing you needed to buy that will help you grow. That's when you want to put your energies in the things that are going to grow you and grow your income. That's when you want to invest in your learning how to fish, because then you will never go hungry, instead of just buying one fish. When things are going well is the best time to invest. This is something that I learned from one of my coaches called Dan, and he said the worst thing in network marketing is the vast majority of people invest when they are desperate and they are broke, and that's why they don't win. And I looked at him and I thought, that's harsh. And because I did that, but I did not lose, because we hit 5 figures in 6 weeks. So I was thinking, why is he saying that? Why is he saying that the worst time to invest in network marketing is when you're broke and when you are down, because you won't succeed? Because it's not true. And he said, I see all of you are shocked because you think I'm being mean and rude and harsh, and I'll tell you why. Tell me, how many of your downlines are winning? How many are even making 2 figures out of the business? How many have made 3 figures maybe? I'm not talking about one-offs. I'm talking about residually. They are now earning that figure every month, and therefore there's a possibility of scaling up and growing to the next figure and higher and higher. And he said, I'm looking at all of you, and you have all now it has just dawned on you that what I just said was right. Because a lot of people invest in network marketing and internet marketing when they are ass broke and when they are desperately looking for an extra means to make money. And because that's the energy they bring to their business, they bring that energy it just literally sits on their success. When you are desperate, but you bring desperacy as the leading emotion as opposed to solution mode, you generate more desperacy. Instead, even if you are in a tight spot financially and you start a business, you want to generate gratitude. You want to count your blessings. You want to be in a state of momentum. You want to find ways to reach out to more people, connect with people, producers, procurement, suppliers. I don't know what kind of business you're in, and keep your energy, excuse me, positive, because that's what will create for you the green moments, the momentum you need to then hit the ground running and keep running until you hit that skid or that red or that orange or yellow light, because you will. Save some of your success for those days. Save some of your success to invest in your growth. Save some of that success for when you literally cannot do anything because you are in a bad place. Maybe you're ill, or maybe someone you care for is ill, and therefore you can't be out there hustling and bustling. So you need to save some of that success you create inside of the green zone so that you can be able to do for you and the people you care about and other people. Extend the love. Your power echoes. For every new level brings a new devil. And the devil will be the one who helps you to slow down, who will bring the skid marks, and who will bring the red light to you. Understand that you do not have to have the whole system mastered to create success. You do not have to know every bit that happens before the red light comes, the yellow light comes, or the green light comes. You just have to know that you have to keep going, you have to keep serving, you have to keep showing up, because that's what successful entrepreneurs, managers, and people do. They just keep going. If you look at a successful marriage, they'll ask you, how have you done it? And usually most people just tell you, I just do. I just show up, I just serve my family, I just serve my husband or wife, and somehow things have kept on going. Some people will be smart asses and they'll tell you what, but usually the majority of the time, people just keep going. It's the showing up that matters. We all have our weaknesses. Most of the greatest success stories have massive, huge flaws. Like you would probably dislike them if you met them. But as long as you focus on the good, as long as you focus on what can be done, you will be good to go. That's the orange and red stages of your life. The more you go through these, the more you grow. Be thankful for these stages in your life, because they are what make you grow. They are what help your resilience muscles, your focus muscles, your fortitude muscles, your consistency muscles to show up and be in situ for you for when the next red or yellow light shows up. And depending on how you view challenges and how you go through mistakes that slow down your growth or your gestation period, that's how you succeed. If you view challenges or mistakes as bad things, you keep attracting bad things. If you see challenges or mistakes as clouds with a silver lining, that's exactly what you're going to get. Hey, Lauren, how you doing? Good to see you here. So you will grow your patience muscle. I've never seen a pregnant woman that says, I believe I'm going to have my baby at 5 months, because you know you're going to go through 9 months. So be patient. The 9 months will go. Whether you like it or not, they will go. Your goal is to simply master as many actions and solutions you can for these yellow and red periods of your life, so that you can stock up, and when you hit the next challenge, you are equipped to go over it faster and therefore create success faster. And that's what successful people do. They have learned how to face challenges and have solutions for most challenges, so they go over them faster. You know what you will take forward, so you take that forward. You know what needs to get left behind in this year or the year before, and you do that so that you don't carry too much baggage into the new season that's coming for you. And when you learn the lessons, when you have solutions, when you have a bank of solutions and ideas for the red and yellow times in your life, you have less of those in your life as well. And your entrepreneurial journey will be better, your career will be better, and that kind of thing. I don't know if you've learned any lessons today. Anyone learned any lesson here today? I hope you have. And for those of you that are very good at projecting, you know that it is creating your vision today that's going to help you hit the ground running in the new season that's coming. And for those of you that put you on the list of your Christmas list, I don't know, I used to be that person who was never on my Christmas list. I was never on my Christmas list. But now I'm on top of that list. So I hope you are too. And if you are that person, then I hope you gift yourself a gift that will keep giving and giving and giving. And like I said, I will put a resource or resources inside the pinned comment below. And one of those resources is for those of you that are, you have a book in you. You have a book in you. You know you have a message for somebody out there. You know you have a message that somebody needs to hear. And you feel like you could write a book, but you have no idea where to start. I have a resource that's just for you. It's called Draft to Sold, and I'm going to be talking about that resource for a long time to come. But today is your day, because this is a Christmas. You want to gift yourself something that's going to give you and give you and give you. So hit me up or check one of the comments below, because once the live is done, I don't think the comment is pinned anymore. I don't know why Facebook does that, because on YouTube, a pinned comment is the comment right at the top. Once you pin it, it's at the top and everybody will find it there. But hey, Facebook is learning. Hey, teething problems. So you'll find it inside a comment that I have put for you. It will have major points for this live with fire emojis all over the place. And you'll find some resources there for you. And for those of you that are doing a self-audit, like I said when I started, I'm going to share with you a completely free article I wrote. You don't need to subscribe to it. It's free. You're going to read it if you want to, so you can take a bird's eye view of your life, your career, your project, your marriage, your business, your enterprise, and see where you need to change, tweak, chop, ban, bin, whichever you want to do, so you can enter the new season in a better place and get the results you're looking for faster. I hope I've helped you today. If you have any questions, feel free to write them in the comments below. We can answer them maybe on Wednesday, maybe on Friday. On Friday, we do a full Q&A for you, just for you. And if you relate to this, I'd love to hear your insights. If you've gone through a red light moment like I described in this live, do share with me and I can help you out there, because trust me, it was a hard time for us, because thereafter we invested in another project that chopped $5,000. It was not a good time for us. And so I know just how to get out of all those places. So comment below if you want some support, and comment below if you're going to implement the traffic system in your life. In other words, you're going to listen to your inner man more, and especially this month when you should be taking stock of your life and understanding what you need to do to change your life. Thanks guys for joining me. If you're watching me on YouTube, feel free to subscribe. Absolutely hit that bell so you can get notified when I post the videos on YouTube, which I do once a week. And feel free to subscribe to my channel, where I share with you value, and more value, just for you to grow your business from the ground up and create that residual income that you so desperately need. I hope you've had some value, and if you have, follow me, share your insights in a comment below, and feel free to let others know about this amazing value we've shared today. And do join me on Wednesday, where I'll come with some information on how you can make money online. That's what I do on Wednesday afternoon. So do join me at 2 p.m. on Wednesday. I've moved the whole thing to 2 p.m. Why? Because I have a full live training at 1:30 that I don't want to miss for anything. So that's it. That's why we've moved to 2 p.m. Thank you for joining me, guys. God bless you. If you love this, feel free to share. If you love this, feel free to hit an emoji. If you love this, feel free to tell somebody about it. Thank you. Namaste.